to yet another class of learning English grammar. Well, I'm excited about today's class. Do you know why? Well, I'm excited because it's my favorite topic. Well, I'll tell you the secret later. But before we start into the fun-filled and the exciting journey of learning English grammar, let's begin our day with a warming up exercise. So for that, I want you all to sit in a comfortable position. Yes, so let's begin with a simple breathing exercise. Focus all or bring all your attention to your breath and try to breathe in and breathe out. At the count of 1, breathe in, breathe out. We'll do this for 3 times and then we will continue with a simple yoga exercise and then again followed by breathing exercise and the clapping exercise. So are you all ready, kids? Yes, so let's begin. Hello kids, I welcome you all to yet another class of learning English grammar. Well, I'm excited about today's class. Do you know why? Well, I'm excited because it's my favorite topic. Well, I'll tell you the secret later. But before we start into the fun-filled and the exciting journey of learning English grammar, let's begin our day with a warming up exercise. So for that, I want you all to sit in a comfortable position. Yes, so let's begin with a simple breathing exercise. Focus all or bring all your attention to your breath and try to breathe in and breathe out. At the count of 1, breathe in, breathe out. We'll do this for 3 times and then we will continue with a simple yoga exercise and then again followed by breathing exercise and the clapping exercise. So are you all ready, kids? Yes, so let's begin. 1, breathe in, breathe out. 2, breathe in, breathe out. 3, breathe in, breathe out. Good. So today we shall do very simple yoga exercise, or you can say just put your hands forward like this. See? Observe. Yes, like this. Close and form a fist. Close your hands and form your fist and try to rotate them both in the opposite direction. So one is going in, one is going out. Something like this. Now rotate both inside. Rotate both outside. Rotate both inside. Rotate both outside. Good. Come back to your normal position. Now put your right feet out. Put your right foot out and rotate your ankle clockwise 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now rotate it 3 times towards anti-clockwise direction. 2, 3. Now bring your left foot out. Rotate your foot clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Rotate it anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Now continue with your breathing exercise. At the count of 1, breathe in, breathe out. 2, breathe in, breathe out. 3, breathe in, breathe out. Alright kids, now let's continue with our clapping exercise. At my count, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. So that was a bit of exercise. Good. So now let's move to our next session, the most important and the one which is my favorite, that is pearls of wisdom. Effective questioning brings insights. It fuels curiosity and it cultivates wisdom. It is said by Chip Bell. Now what do we mean or what do we understand by this pearl of wisdom? It means the right questioning technique will open the doors of knowledge, it will cultivate wisdom and it will help us learn better. There is nothing wrong in questioning or not knowing anything. When you don't know anything, you should question. When you think something is wrong, you should question. This is called the scientific attitude. So before accepting anything, you should question it. And only then will we learn more, we will develop a wisdom. Well, the questioning will always make you wonder about things. Well, how does this work? Hey, how did this happen? And this habit of questioning will always lead you to revelations. Now what are revelations? It's an abundant source of knowledge. Okay, it is like a rabbit digging deep into the mud to reach its destiny. So kids, this is the thought or the pearl of wisdom that I had for you today. Now this thought leads me to the next concept that we are going to learn today, that is formation of interrogatives. Now if you recall, we have already learned about interrogative sentences, right? So what are interrogative sentences? Can you give me the answer? Yes, you're right, they are questions. They simply ask questions. So today we are going to understand what needs to be done in order to form a question and what type of questions are there. We are going to learn what are question tags, and that's the best or the favorite part of the lesson. Well, I want you to hear and analyze these sentences. What are these? What is origami? Who is your best friend? Why are some cheese stinky? Well, what is common in all these sentences? Yes? Now, besides being just random, they all are questions. They are asking something. They are finding some answers, right? So yes, this is what are called interrogatives. Now let me give you a scenario. If there were a robber who would have stolen some amount of money and I would have been a person who has seen him, then I would be called to the police station to give information about the robber, correct? And then the police inspector or the personnel would have asked me a number of questions, right? Yes, he would have asked me, what did you see there? When did this happen? How did that happen? What was the face like? What was his stature like? Etc, etc. So this is nothing but to interrogate. It is meaning that they are asking questions. So today let's move on to the next section, the two types of questions. Well, there are two types of questions. One is WH questions, where you do not get the direct answer like yes or no. For example, what is your name? Do you get an answer yes or no? Right? No, you do not get. Next, did you sleep well yesterday? You might say yes or no. So this is the second type of question. That is yes or no answer question type and WH words question type. Students, now let's understand the different question words like who. Now when you are referring to this sentence, for example, who is that person in the black jacket? So you are asking about a person, right? So who is talking about the person. Example, who's that? So here your purpose is to find the person. Okay, so questioning will always come with a purpose. So whenever you ask question, you should have a purpose. So let's understand the next one, where. Where will talk about place. So when you put forth this question, it will take you to a purpose, that is you're asking information about a place. Now where do you live? Correct? It's asking for a place. Kids, let's look at the next example. Why? Now this is the question word, why. It is going to, what is the purpose of this question? It is going to ask more about the reason. Why did that happen? Why is the sky blue? Okay, so look at the example here. Why are you laughing? So yes, so why comes with the purpose, or why seeks the purpose of reason. Then when we talk about time. So when do you go to school, or when do you go to work? So you're going to give the answer in time. So the expected answer is a timing. I go at 8 or I go at 7. Then you have what. So here we are going to, the purpose behind asking this question would be to get an idea or the object of what we're going to talk. So what do you do? So what are you doing? So you're going to talk about, or what is this? Then if I say what is this, then you're going to say this is a object, this is a book. What do you do? Well, I teach. I am a teacher. So these are the answers to it. Which, now here the purpose is, or the reason is choice. For example here, which one do you prefer? This or that? Right? Then whose? This asks question with the purpose of possession. So for example, whose book is this? Or whose is this book? Both are grammatically correct. Then whose is done. Whom. It again asks about an object. For example, here, whom do you like to meet? Or whom do you like to see? Whom do you want to talk to? So here, whom talks about a object or a person. What kind? Here we are going to describe. We talk about description. For example, what kind of music do you like? Well, I like classical, or I like rap. So these were different WH words questions. They are open-ended questions. Now what are open-ended questions? Where your answer could be elaborative, where your answer will just not be in a word. So they are open-ended questions. To this list of questions we have another word, which is how. which talks about, or the reason or the purpose of this question would be to know more about the manner. For example, how do you go? How do you go? I go by bus. Okay. How did you travel? I travel by a flight. So something like this. Now let's begin understanding the next set of questions. Now what are these questions? These are simply yes or no question words or questions. Now these questions can be answered with a simple yes or no. For example, do you participate in the drama event that takes place every year or that happens every year? So you simply say yes or no. Do you like music? Yes or no. So these are very simple questions or interrogatives which could be formed by placing the verb do in the beginning of the sentence. Sometimes we can also add can. Can we go home now? Can we leave the room now? So that yes or no response you will be receiving for these questions. Correct? So these type of questions will begin with a verb, and the WH question words will begin with what, why, when, where, how. I hope these two concepts are clear. Students, now let's understand how a statement could be changed to an interrogative, or an interrogative could be changed to a statement. Look at these examples on the green board. First one, she can make soup. So this is a statement. Can she make soup is a question. So what is the difference now? Please observe. The statement will end in a full stop. The question will end in a question mark. Okay. So what have you done here? If you observe, this is the subject verb. This is the helping verb, the main verb, plus the object, correct? So if you observe, the helping verb comes first and then subject, verb and object. So this will be the structure of the interrogative sentence. So the helping verb comes first, subject, verb, object, ends with a question mark, and there you go. You have the interrogative ready. Next one, what though we happen to be late? So is this a question or a statement? This is a question, right? So how do we change it to a statement? Well, we just simply remove the question word, that is what, correct? Now it doesn't matter much though we happen to be late. So here, what though we happen to be late? So it's telling that it doesn't matter if we are late. So that is what we are going to write. It doesn't matter much though we happen to be late. I hope it's clear. Next, why waste time in reading trash? So this is again a question. We're going to change it to a statement. So we remove this WH question word and simply add, it is extremely foolish to waste time in reading trash. So it is just the ordering or the structure which you need to keep in mind. When you're writing a question, you will have a WH question word or a yes no question word or how, can, etc. in the beginning as a helping verb, and then subject, verb, object with the question mark, and that will be your question or an interrogative. And the answer or the statement will simply be the rest part of the sentence, the subject, verb, object. Eliminate the question words, and if possible try to put in some relevant clause there in order to fit in and make a better sentence. So kids, I hope you've understood how to interchange a statement into an interrogative sentence and an interrogative sentence to a statement. Students, now we come to the last topic of the lesson, that's question tag, and it's my favorite. Well, it's a really easy topic and it is fun filled. Let's understand what it is about. Well, a question tag is a small question at the end of a statement, and they are used when asking for agreement or confirmation. So, first you will see that there will be a statement with the punctuation followed by a short question tag. Okay? So, look at this example. You are a student. This is a statement, and then you have a comma. Aren't you? Question mark. So this aren't you is a question tag. And observe, this is a positive statement. You are a student. It's a positive statement. And this positive statement will always take a negative question tag. See, aren't you? Aren't you? This is a negative tag. Next, a negative statement will always take a positive question tag. Now, example, Mary isn't a teacher. See, isn't. This is a negative statement. And then you put a comma. And then is she? This is a positive question tag. So, a question tag is always a small question which is followed or placed after a statement followed by a comma and then the question tag. I hope you have understood about question tags. Now look at the other point here, that a question tag has an auxiliary verb plus the subject pronoun. So observe here, observe this, is she. So here you have the auxiliary verb, so it's a verb, and then she is a pronoun, correct? If you observe here, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't is a verb, the auxiliary verb, and then you is the pronoun. Another example, wasn't she or was he? So this is a negative question tag, positive question tag. Yes? So here, if you observe, this is the auxiliary verb and then this is the pronoun. This is the auxiliary verb, this is the pronoun. So if I ask you what is the structure of a question tag, you will simply say auxiliary verb plus the subject pronoun. Okay? And what does a positive statement take? It takes a negative question tag. And what does a negative question statement take? A positive question tag. Right? Now, when you are not sure of something and you want to know the answer, then the intonation goes high. Okay? And then if it goes low, not high, it goes low. It goes high when you are checking or confirming information. Tomorrow is a holiday, isn't it? So it goes high. Tomorrow is a holiday, isn't it? So this is going high, isn't it? That is a high intonation. So you are seeking confirmation or you are asking for checking for information here. So that's where the intonation will go high. And then if you are just not sure about something, are you a teacher? Aren't you? So the intonation should go low. For example, you are a student, aren't you? So it's going low. Okay? So this is how we pronounce or we speak. This is the way we speak the question tags. Let's look at few more examples. The food isn't spicy. So this is a statement, comma, is it? So your intonation is going low. He isn't here. Is he? The intonation is going high. You haven't seen this film, have you? So this is, the intonation is going high. So observe again all the rules to be applied. Statement, if this is a positive statement, this is a negative statement, then a positive question tag. And make sure there is always a comma here and a question mark here. Okay? Then this is again a negative statement, positive question tag. This is again negative, positive question tag. So if you have a positive statement, then it takes a negative question tag. Students, let's quickly recall all that we have learned. Now let's begin solving some exercises. Here you have to fill in the blanks with question words. It could be WH question words, it could be HOW, that's how question word, or it could also be do or can, that is yes or no question word. So you think what will fit in here and then fill in the blank accordingly. Dash is his occupation. So what do you think is the answer? What? Yes, you're right. It could be what is his occupation. So you'll simply fill what? Dash. Did he arrive? Dash. Did he arrive? So what will be the question word? Can you guess? Yes, you are right. It's when. When did he arrive? So just write when did he arrive. Next one, dash do you live? It's simple, right? So what will be the WH question word? It will be where do you live? Correct? So you're going to write where do you live? Dash are you? There can be two answers. Where are you? And one more. How are you? Another one. Who are you? Yes? So there are so many options to it. So let's write. Who are you? Then dash many brothers do you have? Yes, what is the question word here? It is how many question words do you have? So that is how. So I hope the concept is really clear. Do work on the exercises which is given in your textbook. Try to solve them. They're very, very simple. Okay? And then send it to me by your class email address. Students, now let's understand the next set of question words, that is yes or no. So here you need to form yes or no questions for the following sentences. So basically you have the answer, you need to form a question. So Anthony was exhausted. So what would be the question to it? So it's basically saying yes, Anthony was exhausted. So what question can we form here? So we can say, was Anthony exhausted? Do you think Anthony was exhausted? So these are the two ways wherein you can form yes or no question words. So we'll write, was Anthony exhausted? End it with a question mark. No, I do not know to swim. This is the second question. No, I do not know to swim. So this is a statement. Now, what will be the possible question? Do you know to swim? Do you know to swim? So that's the answer. So that's basically the answer to this statement. Do you know to swim? Yes? Is it clear? So let's move on and solve some question tags questions. So students, let's look at the second example. It says, no, I do not swim. So basically the question is, can you swim or do you swim? So these both will be the correct answer to this particular question. Now here you will end this with a this is a statement with a so you end it with a full stop. So you're going to frame a question to it. So what would you write here? Can you swim? Or you can simply write another way, do you swim? Do you swim? So here if you see, both are the helping verbs. Okay, then Kathy is jumping rope. Now here you just have to form a question. So Kathy is jumping rope. What can you write? Can Kathy jump rope? Or is Kathy jumping rope? Kathy is jumping rope. Yes, so you will write, yes, Kathy is jumping rope. So what will be the question? Is Kathy jumping rope? End it with a question mark. So the verb is. Okay, students, now let's begin with the next exercise. It's all about question tags. Here, her dad works for TAP. It's an acronym for a particular company. So her dad works for TAP. So what would be the question tag? Can you tell me? Yes, now we are talking about dad. So this is the subject. So what could be the pronoun for the subject? Dad is he, correct? So he works for TAP. So you will write, this is positive, so it will take a negative. Doesn't he? Her dad works for TAP. Doesn't he? You don't know him. You don't know him. This is a negative statement. So what will it take? Yes, you're right. It will take a positive question tag. Now, you don't know him. Which will be the subject pronoun here? And which will be the verb? Here the verb will be do, and then, so do you. You don't know him. Do you? Dash will share it, comma, won't they? Now look at this. We have the positive statement and we have a negative question tag. So you have to fill in the subject there. Okay, so how will you identify the subject? It's simple. You simply observe what is the subject here. Okay, so won't they. So this is the pronoun subject pronoun. So they will share it, won't they? So what are you going to fill here? You're going to fill here they. Then here, Dash didn't see Jake. Did we? So here it's a negative statement. It's taken a positive question tag, right, with all the punctuation. And so what is the subject pronoun there? We. So what will be here? It will be the same. So we didn't see Jake. Did we? Right? So that is how you fill. So you always observe this. This and this should match. Okay? So the subject here in the sentence or the statement plus the subject pronoun in the question tag should match. Next we move on to this. She misses her mom, doesn't she? Well, everything is there. Now what should we do in the sentence? Just observe. Yes, you're right. We do not have the sentence punctuated, right? So we are going to punctuate it. She misses her mom. This is a statement. So the statement is always followed by yes, a comma. And then you have a question tag, that is a verb, auxiliary verb plus the pronoun, subject pronoun, and then the question mark. So I hope you have understood how to solve the question tag exercises. So with this, we come to the end of the lesson. Now, we learned what interrogatives are, what are WH questions and yes or no question words. We also learned the question tags. We learned how to punctuate the sentences having question tags, what is the structure of a question tag, and how they could be used with a positive and a negative statement. So today, as I told you yesterday, is the time to work out some exercises. So quickly, let us begin from the page number 12. I want you all to finish answering the yellow box questions on page number 12. This exercise or this activity is really simple. It says, answer these questions with a yes or no, right? So read them and write the answer. So if a question could be answered with a simple yes or no, then you just write yes or no to it. So have you ever been to the zoo? Yes. Do you like reading storybooks? Yes. Do you like watching television? Yes. Have you ever got wet in the rain? Of course, yes. And then, do you have a pet? Some of you might have, so you write yes, and if you do not have, then write no. So kids, let's move on to the next exercise, which is on your page number 13. Students, the question here says, put a tick mark against the questions that can be answered with a yes or no. So first one, is your mother a doctor? Can you answer this with yes or no? Yes. So what would you do? You will put a tick mark here in the box. Where did you go this summer? Can you answer this question with a simple yes or no? No, you cannot. So you will just leave it blank. Then, do you know that Paris is the capital of France? Do you know? Yes or no? So yes, this is a yes or no question. So you put a tick mark. Similarly, I would want you to read the questions carefully and identify them if they could be answered by a simple yes or no. And if they can be answered, then put a tick mark like this. So now students, let's move to the next page, that's page number 14 for the next exercise. The second exercise, it says fill in the blanks with the correct WH question words. So here it says you're going to put either what, which, where, when, who, etc. So here you're going to only see or write the WH question words. So let's begin. First one, dash bird buries its eggs in the sand. So what will be the question word here? Can you guess? Yes, my dear students, it is which bird buries its eggs in the sand. So you're going to write here which. So complete it while we are. So this is going to be which. Then dash house is that. So what can you fill here? Yes, you can fill whose house is that. So you will write whose house is that. Dash are you closest to? What is it asking us? Dash are you closest to? So whom are you close to? So you can write whom are you closest to? So this question word will be whom. Next one. Dash did the girl run away? So here we have to fill it with WH questions, that is, where did the girl run away? Next, fifth one. Dash, can you do, the fifth one, cake do you want for your birthday? So here, which one would we fill? Yes, you're right. It is, which cake do you want for your birthday? So students, this exercise is really simple. I have done the first 5 for you. Now it's time for you to do all the others. Let's continue with the next exercise. The next exercise says, rearrange these sets of words to form a statement as well as a question. One has been done for you. So here, looking book was Jane the for. So here you see the words are jumbled. Okay. Now first we are going to arrange them in an order like subject, verb, object. So here we have Jane was looking for the book. Now we need to change this into a question. We do not have to add any extra word. We just have to take the word or pick the word from the sentence itself. So was Jane looking for the book? Second one. Painter a bearded is famous man. Now can you arrange this? The bearded man is a famous painter. So what can be the question here? The helping verb. Look for the helping verb to form a question. Yes, it is. So you will shift this is into the starting of the question. So is the bearded man a famous painter? And end it with the question mark. So students, I stop here and I want you to solve the rest of the questions yourself. Now, let's move on to the next exercise on question tags. Students, the question here says, match these statements with the correct question tags. So here we have the statement. We need to identify the correct question tag. Do you remember the rule? Here, if the statement is positive, then you would pick up a negative question tag. If the statement is negative, then you would pick up a positive question tag. Alright, so ready. We should respect our elders. So what is the helping verb here? Yes, it is should, right? So we will pick this. And here it is positive statement. So we are going to search for something which is similar to should. So there are two options here. Look at this. 1 and then 2. Correct? Now both of them start with should. Now how would you differentiate? Here the pronoun, the subject pronoun is we and the statement is positive. So, we will check for the subject pronoun here. Here it is she. So, we will skip this and move on to the next one. So, here it says shouldn't we? So, this is the exact question tag which we will have to pick up for this particular statement. This statement is positive and the question tag here is negative. It carries the same helping verb. It will carry the same subject pronoun. Isn't that simple, students? So now you are going to solve the next one. You won't forget to bring the map with you. Right? So this is a negative statement. What is the helping verb here? It is won't. So what is the opposite of won't? Is will. Correct? So let's quickly start searching for the answer here. Aren't they? Isn't it? Didn't he? Shouldn't she? Did she? Have you? Is it? Doesn't she? Oh, here we go. We have the answer here. So, you won't forget to bring the map with you, will you? So that is the answer for the second one. Okay? So kids, I hope this exercise is also going to be pretty easy for you to solve. Students, now it's time for the next exercise. It says, complete these sentences with suitable question tags. So here you're going to write the question tag from the pronoun and the subject from here. Okay, so you will have to observe the helping verb, you will have to take care of the pronoun and then add here. So, it is a good idea to enjoy the Sunday at the beach. So, here it says, what does it say? It is a good idea to enjoy the Sunday at the beach. So, here this is a positive statement. So, I'm going to make sure that this question tag is negative. Now, here it is a good idea. So, I am going to first take the helping verb is, isn't it. Now, the subject here is it. So, I am going to add it. Yeah. Next one. Reena cannot run fast. So here it says Reena cannot run fast. This is a negative one. So here what is the helping verb? Cannot. So we're going to write can she. Okay. So here it says Reena cannot run fast. Can she? Dev should help his brother. Shouldn't he? Dev is a male, so we are going to take the pronoun. We are not going to write they, shouldn't Dev. We are going to write only the pronoun. So here the subject name is given. We identify him as a masculine gender or a male. So we would write shouldn't he. The Mishras are very helpful. Aren't they? Because here it is the Mishras is a plural. So they would be referred as they here as a subject pronoun. The weather is not balmy here. So what would we write here? The weather is not balmy here. Is it? Because this is a negative statement and we are going to write a positive question tag. So students, you are going to work on the rest of the exercises yourself. Add an appropriate question tag to each of these statements. One has been done for you. So here it says you need to add a question tag which is appropriate and needs to be added accordingly. So look at this. You are an undergraduate, aren't you? So it is something similar to this exercise which we just solved. She isn't a good cook. It's a negative statement. Is she? Now when you rewrite the sentence, you will have to make sure that you're putting a comma instead of a full stop here, and then writing the question tag and putting or ending it with a question mark. So these are the two things that you will have to be careful about while solving this exercise. So we'll repeat this. She isn't a good cook. Is she? So put a comma and then write is she and then a question mark. They don't like banana milkshake. I'm sorry, you don't like banana milkshake. So how would you solve this? Here it's a negative statement. So you would write do you. Right? The question tag would be do you. So put a comma, write do you and question mark. Let's look at the third one. They do not come every Sunday. They do not come every Sunday. It's a negative statement. So we just write do they. So what are we going to write? Put a full comma and then write do they. So I hope this exercise is clear to you all. Rest of the questions, do it yourself. I shall share the answers later along with the notes. So students, we come to the end of this particular chapter, that is formation of interrogatives. I hope you have understood it really well. I end this class with a piece of advice. Whenever you are solving the exercises in your notebook, make sure you're reading the question once very clearly and writing that in your notebook, and while you're writing it, make sure you're copying the correct spelling. Alright students? So until then, you stay safe, be happy and happy learning. See you soon.